And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are live, coming to you live today from beautiful and sunny Pope Francis. In the fall, it's time for some soccer, as today your Pope Francis Cardinals take on the Mount Greylock Mounties, and what figures to be a good game. Mount Greylock coming into this one with a 4-2-2 record. Your Cardinals a 4-2-1 record. Hello, everyone. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, bringing you live to Springfield. We thank you for tuning in today. A reminder, folks, to like this content and subscribe to our channel. We're producing the best and finest unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. Let me tell you, folks, this is the best high school sports network in the country. I believe it, and you can believe it too. Make sure to like this content, subscribe to our channel, giving you unique content like this every day. So no matter where you are today, however you may be listening, we thank you for tuning in to Pope Prep Productions. Today, Pope Francis has a big task. These two teams met in the opener, September 5th that was. These two teams tied 0-0, couldn't get a goal out of either one, but today figures to be Pope Francis's day. But they do have some injuries to note of. Jake Salai still on the shelf. Keegan Sear is going to be coming back soon, but he's not ready to go today. The two big losses today for Pope Francis, Bryce Russ and Joe Orzelak. So the defensive side, they're going to be down two big pieces on the defensive side. It could come back to bite them today as Mount Greylock comes in fully healthy, ready to go, as they are prepared to take on Pope Francis. Coming up, we're going to give you the pregame rosters and national anthem, and we'll be set for kickoff. Stay tuned. You're watching Pope Prep Productions right here exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube page. All right, folks, we're just about set and ready to begin. I'm going to give you a pregame announcements here in the national anthem coming in. Again, no Joe Orzelak today for Pope Francis. Went through warm-ups for the first 2 minutes, then he had to come out and sit out. We're just about ready to go, getting ready for the word on field that we can start these pregame announcements and get you the best coverage here in high school sports. Waiting for the word from Mr. Goda. Looking around, making sure the referees are aware of the corners of this place. We are just about set and ready to begin here today. Sunny skies, beautiful fall day. A little warm. Seems like a little foggy today when we left school, but it's okay. Here for this soccer game today. Reminder again, like this content, subscribe to our channel. We got girls soccer tomorrow coming in as well, so make sure you're ready for that game as we are set and ready to begin here today from Pope Francis. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pope Francis as today your 4-2-1 Pope Francis Cardinals take on Mount Greylock, coming in with a record at 4-2-2 into the day. First today, let's meet the visiting Mount Greylock starters. The senior goalkeeper, wearing number 0, Lex Anagnos. The junior back, wearing number 3, Will Ago. The sophomore midfielder, wearing number 4, Will Apozos. The junior back, wearing number 5, Noah Klumpus. The junior midfielder, wearing number 6, Simon Shin. The senior forward, wearing number 7, Quinn McDermott. The senior forward, wearing number 9, George Minimo. The senior midfielder, wearing number 10, John Morales. Senior forward, wearing number 11, Declan Rogers. The senior back, wearing number 15, Jude Barzowski. And wearing number 17, the freshman forward, Everett Bayless. The assistant coaches for Mount Greylock are Mike Russo and Seth Rogers. The head coach of the Mount Greylock Mounties is Blair Dills. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Pope Francis Cardinals. The sophomore, wearing number 27, the keeper today for Pope Francis, Brandon Chattel. The junior midfielder, wearing number 7, Ryan Davis. Wearing number 14, the junior midfielder, Nick Dias. The junior back, wearing number 25, Andrew Ferreira. The freshman defenseman, wearing number 24, Braden Fitzgerald. The junior midfielder, wearing number 11, Sam Graham. The senior, wearing number 15, Brandon Nguyen. The junior midfielder, wearing number 6, Owen Termel. The junior forward, wearing number 9, Ryan B. Dovelli. The sophomore midfielder, wearing number 5, Matt Walsh. And the senior midfielder, wearing number 10, Wade Wegerson. The team manager for your Pope Francis Cardinals is Logan Magini. The assistant coach, for your Pope Francis Cardinals is Rob Cicero. And the head coach of your Cardinals is Mark Richards. now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to ask you all, please rise and remove your cap and direct your attention to the American flag located near our scoreboard for this afternoon's playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and enjoy this afternoon's game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to begin here today from Pope Francis. It's sunny. It's a beautiful afternoon. Fans are filing in. We're ready to go on Pope Prep. Cardinals, Mounties. Here we go. The matchup we've been waiting for. Again, the first game these two teams played was at Mount Greylock, the home opener for Mount Greylock. First game for Pope Francis as well. That was a 0-0 draw. Right down the middle it went. Davis missed a penalty and remained 0-0 for the rest of it. Today, Pope Francis with the opportunity to take care of business, but they're going to have to do it without several of their key players. Joe Orzelak, Bryce Russ, Sears, Sly, all out today for the Cardinals. Mount Greylock comes in completely healthy. All their starters are intact. No notable injuries for them. They're looking good to get this thing rolling. The guy the Cardinals really have to watch out for today that we've been told is George Manimo, leading the Mount Greylock Mounties with 7 goals this season. He's been a force for them on the attack. Cardinals today going with Brandon Chattel in net. Sophomore getting another opportunity in the absence of Sears, so he's done a nice job for them filling in. Cardinals here will try to take care of business on their home field today. JV having a game as well. We're about ready and set to go. So Pope Francis coming off a loss at Pittsfield. Lost 3-1 in that game, but we're set to go here in this game. Pope Francis, Mount Greylock. Cardinals will kick us into play. Both keepers getting ready in their respective nets as we are set to begin. From Pope Francis, it's Cardinals Mounties live right now, exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube channel. Matt Walsh getting ready to kick us back into play, or kick us off rather, and here we go. Cardinals Mounties, glad you can join us here today on Thursday afternoon football. Cardinals are going to look for it on the wing today is Ryan Vitavelli. Vito looking for it, but it goes out of bounds. Good opportunity for him, trying to shove it to the middle, trying to find Brandon Nguyen, who's going to be in the number 9 position today for Pope Francis, the striker, to start it out as we get our first look of the Mount Greylock netminder today, Lex Anagnos, his senior keeper for them. We'll see him in net throughout the day. Termel trying to find Wade Weggerson. Here's Wade trying to lead the Cardinals with the senior leadership. Found Sam Graham. Nice shake and bake there from Sam, the Southwick resident. Should move it back to OT. Owen Termel finds his man, Andy Ferreira. Ferreira sweeping pass to Sam. Sam Graham at his own 25. Going to try to chip it up. Trying to find Vito, but quickly there to intercept was Mount Greylock. They couldn't hold it in, though, long. Again, to the huge test today for Pope Francis. Trying to add a win and trying to improve their record to 5-2-1 under the head coach Mark Richards again. You're back for another season. Here's Braden Fitzgerald, the freshman who's impressed so many on the back ends for Pope Francis. Fitzgerald's going to find a man. There's Ryan Vito. Vito's going to try to look up the field already, trying to find Brandon Nguyen on the attack. Couldn't find it there. Cardinals still looking forward here, trying to make the play. Was Matt Walsh, and eventually Mount Greylock will retain possession. Joe Orzelak looked like he was going to play starting this day, but things did not go well for him in warm-ups. He tried, but just couldn't get out there in the nick of time for Pope Francis. As Andy Ferrer will boot us back into play. I think it was a foot injury, so he's going to be on the sidelines for today's game. Cardinals trying to get there with Brandon Nguyen. It's going to bounce around a bit. Mount Greylock trying to get there. There's Ryan Davis, who's been really the biggest story of these Cardinals. He's done so much at the midfield position for Pope Francis this year, creating so many scoring chances and creating lots of opportunities for Pope Francis in the home games that we've seen this year. As Matt Walsh, the sophomore, is ready to throw us back in the play, but he says no. It's time for Sam Graham, the Alex Morgan fan, to throw us back in. Here's Weggs. Wade Wegerson trying to do something, but eventually it was a tough customer named Willa Postis, the sophomore midfielder who got in the way of Wegerson. And eventually Mount Greylock will take it in and try to work it up the field. Again, folks, tomorrow we have girls soccer coming up for you. The game will also be at 4:30, so come back tomorrow. We've got a doubleheader, Thursday, Friday afternoon games here on Pope Prep to close out the week. Week's gone by so fast. I mean, let me tell you, folks, there was some chaos today in the parking lot. Although there was so much fun inside with Grandparents' Day taking place around the first to second period positions for Pope Francis students, chaos in the parking lot today was felt as parking spots were taken, and chaos ensued out there today. So, reminder to all students, get here early tomorrow to get your parking spot, as Davis is going to try to find Nick Dias, but eventually Mount Greylock gets there, and they'll try to clear away. Also a fire drill today for Pope students, so it was a bit of a busy day, unexpected day as well with the fire drill coming in. Grass was a little wet, so some people's shoes got a little, drenched. So it's going to head out of bounds here. It'll be Pope possession. Matt Walsh took a shove there from a Mount Greylock player. I believe that was George Minimo, if I'm not mistaken there. Got in the way. Again, Minimo, a rough customer for anybody to deal with. 7 goals this season, leads the Mounties, so that's the big offensive threat for them, as Ryan Vitavelli has it here for Pope on the wing. It's going to head out of bounds. It'll still be Pope possession, though. Knocking it out there for Mount Greylock was Noah Klumpus, Sam Graham trying to find Matt Walsh. Walsh dishing it back to Graham. Graham looking around, trying to find Dias. Mount Greylock trying to clear it out of harm's way. They do. It's going to head out of bounds. I don't know if that was off the foot of Wegerson or not. It appears that it's going to be off the foot of a Mount Greylock player, so it's going to be Pope Francis possession still. A little bit of a windy day here at Pope Francis. I think it's getting darker a lot quicker, so I'm not sure if we're going to see the lights today. I'm not sure what time the sun will set on this beautiful Thursday, but we'll have to see. Cardinals have it here. It's Nick Dias. Dias, the junior, finds Matt Walsh. Walsh isn't able to hang in there for a long time. It's cleared out by Simon Shin. Simon says Simon Shin can kick it out, and he does. So it'll be Braden Fitzgerald bringing us back into play here. Fitzgerald finds Wegerson. Wade Wegerson, the senior midfielder, working it up. Fitzgerald to Davis. Davis, perfect passing here from Pope. Davis, Sam Graham. This could be beauty here. Graham looking around, trying to find Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Vintage pass there from Sam Graham. Davis, shake the bake, breaking ankles. Davis trying to fire a shot. Big save is made from Mount Greylock. Good opportunity for Ryan Davis. He went coast to coast, shaked and baked, broke some ankles on the way, and Lex Sanagos gets his first save of the day. Big opportunity for Pope Francis. Ryan Davis can't cash in. Just about 5 minutes into this one. So it'll be Davis on a corner kick now. We'll have the opportunity to strike first today for the Cardinals. So Ryan Davis will boot us back into play. Corner kick coming in for Pope Francis. Big opportunity as well. Davis is going to fire a ground ball. It's not going to do anything there. Mount Greylock was all over it. Quinn McDermott got there for the Mounties, and it's eventually worked back to Andrew Ferrer, the big defenseman. Brandon Nguyen looking around, finds Matt Walsh. Here's Walsh, the shake and bake. Matt Walsh looking to the left, trying to feed one up for Dias. Dias trying to ship it inside. He gets tackled down to the turf. No whistle. So it's going to be Pope Francis possession. So it's going to be a corner kick, I assume, here coming in. It's going to be the second of the game. This time it's going to be Matt Walsh who's going to put us back into play here. Coming in, Cardinals trying to look for it, trying to make the play, but it's going to head all the way to the other side of the turf. Nice slide tackle from Mount Greylock, but it's going to go right back to Pope Francis. So the Cardinals this far have had most of the possession. As right as I say that, I could give them the announcer's curse. Excuse me. George Nemo moving it up. This could be troublesome for Pope Francis if they're not careful, but Mount Greylock will shoot it over the net. Everett Bayless was the one who had the opportunity on the right foot, but he shot it over the net and maybe into the field goal post. So it's going to be a goal kick coming in for Pope Francis. Game flying by today. Girls volleyball having a practice. Boys JV soccer on the grass today. Big battles over there as well. It's going to be Ferreira kicking us back into play. Ferreira looking down the field, trying to find a man, Dias. Fitzgerald trying to get in there as well. Before we can do anything else, it'll be Pope Francis possession. So, good news around the Pope Francis parts. The scoreboard is back working. How about that? A little bit of confusion and chaos for me up here, but luckily with the power of people actually going up there, lead custodian, Mr. Stelzer, going all the way up there, changing a presetting in the scoreboard, taking off the home section of it, throwing it on the ground, changing a presetting, cleaning out some wires. It's back up and working, so maybe just need a little cleaning as Matt Walsh has it deep into Mount Greylock territory, trying to work it out of their own zone there. There to make the play was Everett Bayless. Took a skimmer off the right leg of Braden Fitzgerald. Going to be a throw-in coming in. It's going to be a little bit, I think it's a handball there from the referee. I believe it went off a Mount Greylock hand, so it's going to be a free kick coming in for Pope Francis. It'll be Ryan Davis coming in to take it. Big opportunity for Pope Francis. Davis, high, hanging, free kick. Shot here, went off the head of Vitavelli. It's going to roll back to Sam Graham. Graham on the right side trying to dish one in. And eventually it'll be kicked out of bounds by Noah Klumpus for the Mounties. So it's going to be another corner coming in. It'll be the third of the game for the Cardinals. Ryan Davis will take his second here in these first 10 minutes. Can't believe I'm already saying it. But the fall season's already almost coming to a close. I mean, it's September 28th already. Games are flying by. September 28th already. I just can't believe that. Going to be approaching October very fast. Leaves are really starting to change color now. Davis has it. It's going to be a corner, though. He'll shut me up for a minute. We'll try to find a man. Dias trying to get there. A shot here. That was a bomb from Mikerson, but it got blocked. They're trying to find Weggs again, but eventually it's going to be cleared down the field where Andrew Ferrero will take it. He'll find OT. Owen Termel, the junior. Termel trying to shake and bake his way through, but Nemo was there, ready to take it for the Mount Greylock Mounties, but Davis gets it back. Here's Ryan. Ryan trying to set his man up. Here's Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen looking for another Potter. He scored one in the game that we saw last time here on Pope Prep. You can go back and watch that game. Mount Greylock going to go out of bounds on them. That was Declan Rogers who used the left foot to kick it out of bounds. It'll be Sam Graham throwing it back in for the Cardinals. Again, the fall sports season already coming to a fast ending. It feels like to me, already approaching October. They always say it, fall and spring go by fast, winter goes by slow, but it might be the best. Kind of agree with that saying right now, as that's going to go off the chest of Weggerson. Here's Weggs trying to work it in, but eventually it's taken by Declan Rogers. But eventually the Cardinals are able to get it back. Nice defense from the Great Wall of Red, as we like to call it. Weggerson losing the midfield battle there, sends a man flying. That was Simon Shin, who got the Simon Says into the turf, as Termel has it. I'll move it over to Sam Graham. Sam Graham's sweeping kick goes off the arm, I believe, there of Declan Rogers. And eventually Graham gets it still. Graham trying to work it up, but the pass is picked off by Willa Potsos. And here come the Mount Greylock Mounties on the right side. There's the guy they've got to watch for, George Minimo. Minimo carves through Ferreira. Here's Minimo trying to do something. That could be a penalty. That is dangerous territory. I think they're going to call a penalty. Oh, boy. Andy doesn't like it. One fan down here wants a VAR call, but it's going to be a penalty coming in for George Minimo, who's looking to add his 8th goal of the season here. This could be trouble for Pope Francis. They can't believe it. Ferreira with the slide tackle down to the turf. Minimo went, and it's going to be a penalty, and it could be bad news coming in for Pope Francis. So Minimo will take it. Here we go with 7 goals on the year. Can Brandon Chattel come up huge at the 29-23 mark? Here's Minimo. Here we go. Stops and waits. Goal number 8. Can he have it here and give the Mounties a huge 1-0 lead? He does. Bottom left corner. It's a goal for Mount Greylock. And just like that, they come out first and strike. It's 1-0 for the Mounties. On the road. Huge goal at the 29-23 mark. Cardinal fans not too happy about that one. It's 1-0 for Mount Greylock. 1-0 for Mount Greylock, thanks to their man, the main man of the show for the Mounties, George Minemo. Mount Greylock Mounties goal scored, his 8th of the season, scored by George Minemo. Time of the goal for the Mount Greylock Mounties, 10 minutes, 37 seconds. It's Minemo, his 8th of the season, at 10:37 for the Mounties. 1-0, Cardinals down. This home season, I can't remember a game where we've seen them go down. Every game that we've seen thus far here on the Pope Prep Productions Network has been a win for Pope Francis, so today the will is going to be tested a bit. These two teams were 0-0 when they first played on September 5th, and now it is the main man for the Mounties, George Minemo, his 8th of the season, to give the Cardinals, or excuse me, rather, to give the Mounties a 1-0 lead on the road at Pope Francis. How about that? Cardinals going to need a response, and it's going to be tough to respond. Just depleted today with injuries they are. No Russ, no Orzelak. Wonder if the outcome would have been different on that goal if they had those two back there. But the Cardinals will have to make the play. Here's Trammell. Trammell, look out here. This could be dangersome. Look out. That was awfully close to going into the back of the net. There to cause some havoc for Mount Greylock was John Morales. Owen Trammell and Brandon Chattel. Trammell almost collided into each other. That was awfully close to making it 2-0, but eventually Chattel covered it up and made the save. 27:50 to go in the opening half. Cardinals trying to bounce back, trying to respond early on in this one. Look out here, though. That could be a huge moment in the game, and it's a save made by Chattel. Turnover in his own zone by Sam Graham. Quickly there, it was Declan Rogers from Mount Greylock trying to fire it in and make it 2-0. The Cardinals now, they've got to wake up in a 1-0 hole early on. Cardinals looking for it with Davis. Davis trying to clear it out of his own zone. He finds a man Vita Velli, but not for long, as Wegerson will try to move it in with the right foot. Here's Trammell. Trammell kicking it back to Andy Ferreira. Ferreira over to Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade Weggs looking over. Finds Sam Graham. Here's Sam. Trying to work it down the field to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis to Vito. Ryan Vito, the Ginger Ninja, trying to tie us up. Ninja trying to find his man. It's Dias. Dias trying to fire a shot, but it was blocked. Mount Greylock was all over that one. Quinn McDermott leading the charge for Mount Greylock to block the shot. Cardinals still trying to do something here, though. They have it still deep in the Mount Greylock territory. Dias loses it, though, and it's eventually going to head out of bounds. So it'll still be Cardinal possession. They're knocking it out of bounds was Marcus Waylon Lukes for the visitors, and the Cardinals still have it here. Trying to move it up the field, they are. It's Ferreira. Ferreira trying to find a man, Vita Velli. Ryan Vito gets taken down. We've got a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick for Pope Francis. Big opportunity in the game for the Cardinals, trying to strike back. They have the opportunity to tie this up. 26:15 to go. Clock running. Free kick. Ryan Davis will take it. We've seen Ryan Davis do some special things on free kicks this year. That game versus Central was a beautiful free kick, a vintage free kick, he likes to say. Here we go. 25:50 to go, opening half. Can the Cardinals strike with Ryan Davis? Trying to strike back and tie it up. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis trying to fire a shot, but it goes to the left of the net. It's a big opportunity, but the Cardinals cannot cash in. We got a sub coming in for Pope Francis, and it looks like it's going to be Gavin Grandmont, the freshman. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the freshman number 30, Gavin Grandmont. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the senior number 15, Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen off, so it's going to be a new alignment here for Pope Francis. We're going to move Vito to striker and put Gavin Grandmont, the freshman number 30, on the wing. So different alignment for Coach Richards and Coach Cicero on the field. Let's see if the change works for Pope Francis. It's Wegerson. Wegs trying to find his man, Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to feed it up to Vita Velli, but eventually it was all Mount Greylock, and they'll try to move it out of their own zone now. The Cardinals have had most of the possession here in this game. You got to be sitting to yourself saying, what the heck right now for Pope Francis? They've had most of the possession, most of the opportunities. Mount Greylock, they've seized their chances and their opportunities on Cardinal miscues. This could be another one here, but Trammell looks like he's going to get back there. It'll be Chattel instead, who will cover it up for the Cardinals. About halfway through this first half, clock still rolling down, 24:29 to go. Chattel Going to kick it out of his own zone. He'll try to find his man, Grandma. Grandma tried to get there. Eventually couldn't do much. Now Greylock still trying to do something, but eventually it's nice by Sam Graham to get possession back. And Pope Francis will they'll kick it back into play. Here's Andy. Andy Ferreira back over to OT. Owen Termel. Davis to Graham. Here's Sam Graham charging up the right side. Sam going to try to find Gavin Grandmont. Grandmont trying to keep it alive on the yellow line. He does. And he does to the effect of a throw in here, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be Sam Graham who will throw us back into play. Clock rolling. 23:35 to go. One thing that's a given is coming up. We'll have the halftime report for you live here from the press box. We'll get you set and ready for the second half and review what we saw in the first half and what the Cardinals can do to change things up and maybe draw back here with Mount Greylock. That's all coming up. Stay tuned to the halftime report. But for now, we've still got 23 minutes and 16 seconds of soccer time, folks, until we hit that halftime mark. And the Cardinals tie it. Here's Vito. Vito's shot got blocked and will head out of bounds. Good playmaking opportunity for Ryan, trying to set him up. And eventually it'll be Matt Greylock getting a substitution out of the pitch. So it'll be Kofi Roberts, the sophomore forward, coming in. It'll be Declan Rogers, the senior forward, coming off. So good opportunities for Matt Greylock. Up 1-0. Cardinals in a battle. Lots of injuries. Lots of question marks as well. Could be Mount Greylock's day. Well, the Cardinals will try to come back, though. Leading the charge is Ryan Vitavelli. He tried to get there, and eventually it's Mount Greylock playing a little keep away on the sidelines. Nice, good defense there from the back, number 11, Noah Klompus, and it's going to head out of bounds. Cardinals trying to wake up early on. It'll be Sam Graham throwing us back in. We can do anything else. We've got a whistle coming in. Sam Graham going to throw in. Davis trying to get there, but it's going to be a cover-up. Having a hard time covering it up, though, was Lex Anagnos, who makes the cover-up, and he'll kick away and boot it to the 50-yard line. It falls at the 45. Termel tried to take it. Mount Greylock will instead. Here's Andy Ferreira. Ferreira trying to find something down the field, but eventually it's going to be a turnover. And coming in for the turnover was Quinn McDermott, but it's to no avail as it'll head out of bounds. For Mount Greylock, as Dylan Navarez is getting ready to come in for the Mounties. Graham going to throw in, try to find his man Ryan Davis. Davis, though, it's taken away by Quinn McDermott. McDermott trying to set his man up with George Manimo, but before he can do anything else, hand goes up. Offsides is called with 21:30 to go in the opening half. So the Andy Ferreira kicking us back into play here. Cardinals looking for it. They've got a man. It's Dias. Dias kicking it back to Davis. Ryan Davis, the Manchester United fan. Favorite player, Wayne Rooney. Vitavelli. Vitavelli trying to find Davis. Here's Vito. Vito kicking it back. Dias going to try to fire on the floor on the board style, but eventually it goes to the left of the net. Cover up made by Mount Greylock. Sam Graham. Trying to find Walsh. Walsh to Davis. Davis to Wegerson. Wegerson. Over to Nick Dias. Dias to Vito. Vito gets taken down to the turf, and so does Jude Brzezowski for the Mounties. Cardinals able to get it back with Andrew Ferreira to Owen Termel. Termel, nice move there. West Springfield resident. But it's taken in off a turnover by the Mounties. Fitzgerald turned it over. Mounties trying to stub it home. They're taken down in the box again. What are they going to say here? Are they going to say goal kick? They are. It'll be a goal kick for Pope Francis as we've got a sub coming into the game for the Cardinals. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the sophomore, number 23, Desmond Davis. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the sophomore, number 5, Matt Walsh. So Walsh off. Desmond Davis, the speedster, is going to get onto the turf here, get onto the pitch, trying to make some plays for the Cardinals. It's Sam Graham. Graham trying to move it around here. Nice defense by Simon Shin of Mount Greylock. That's out of bounds. It'll be Noah Klompus throwing it back in for the Mounties. Klompus Try to work it in. Before we can do anything else, we got a whistle. It'll still be about Greylock possession. I believe this time, though, it's going to be a free kick. So opportunity for them trying to jump back. Cardinals down 1-0. In case you're just joining us, it was the man they could not let score. He scored. It was George Manemo putting it in. It's going to be a free kick here from the Mounties. Termel with a header will try to chip it out. Davis trying to do the same, but eventually it's Braden Fitzgerald who they will have to rely on to move it up to Ryan Vito. Here's Vitavelli at midfield trying to find his man Grandma. Here's Gavin. Gavin has it. Sam Graham blocked. Blocked to Wegerson. There's Wegs. Wegerson moving it up to Davis. Ryan Davis has it for Pope Francis. Davis cutting back at the 20, trying to shake and bake his way through the Mount Greylock defender. Davis has it still, but eventually he's drifted away, and Mount Greylock will take it the other way. But not for long, as Davis gets it right back off a turnover by Kofi Roberts. Sam Graham in a battle for it, loses out to Simon Shin. Shin says, I don't want it. I'll move it over to Andy Ferreira, whose favorite player is Ronaldo. Eventually it works down to Manemo. There he is, working it on the wing, trying to find a man. He does. It's Noel Stroud. Noel Stroud trying to find Roberts. Kofi Roberts has it. Kofi Roberts trying to shake and bake. Davis getting back deep into his own end, trying to clear out, and eventually it's going to work down the field to Owen Termel, who will kick away. To no avail. Roberts gets it back. Davis trying to get there as well. And eventually works back to Andy Ferreira, the Ludlow resident. Third season on the varsity roster. Been playing soccer for 14 years, he told me. Cardinals still trying to get there. It's Sam Graham. Graham over to Ryan Davis. Davis the spinorama. Davis looking upfield. Cardinals trying to do something in their own end. Trying to clear it out a little bit here. Next game for you that we're going to have at home isn't going to be until October 5th. October 5th will be the next game that we see the boys for. It'll already be October. The season will already almost be over. That'll be against Hampshire here at 4 o'clock. Then from there, we've only got 2 more home games on the docket until then it will be postseason time for the Pope Francis Cardinals. So, again, season starting to really wind down for Pope Francis here in the fall. Soon enough, you'll know you'll be back in the hockey rink for winter, freezing it up, wearing blankets and sweatshirts. Now Greylock has it. Starting to get colder already here in Mass. Davis looking for it. Trying to find Dias. Dias gets taken down on the turf. Brandon Timbo warming up on the sidelines, getting ready to come into the game for Pope Francis. Davis trying to work it down the field, trying to find Ryan Vito, but it's going to head over to Kofi Roberts instead. Roberts trying to keep it alive, but takes a weird bounce on him. Brandon Timbo getting really ready to come in now. Before we can do anything else, I think we've got a timeout on the field. So timeout taken by Coach Mark Richards for Pope Francis. We'll step aside. Cardinals, 16:05 to go. I'm not sure if anyone's watching the clock on the field. 16:07, I believe, is the official time. There was no stoppage there. They got to reset that clock. Or are they just going to let it go? 15:59 to go. Stay tuned. Cardinals down 1-0. Can they fight back? We'll find out exclusively on Pope Prep next. All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals down 1-0. Now Greylock Mounties up by a goal with 15:59 to go in this opening half. Trying to respond before we head to the halftime break. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the sophomore, number 22, Braden Timbo. Coming off the field for the Cardinals, the freshman, number 24, Braden Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald's going to come off, and it'll be Braden Timbo to come in. It'll be Cardinal possession deep in the Mount Greylock territory, and Gavin Grandmont is going to throw it in. He's got it here off the chip pass from Davis. Grandmont trying to skew it up over to Desmond Davis, but it goes just out of his reach. It'll get worked down the field into a troublesome man. Menemo trying to do something here. He's got it. He'll stop on a dime and just look around and try to fire it in. He'll try to find Kofi Roberts. Roberts will dish it over to Simon Shin. Simon says he wants to go around the defense, but Wade Wegerson says, not today, work harder. McDermott over to Menemo. Wearing the captain's armband today for the visitors. Declan Rogers. Excuse me, that was Dylan Navarez on the sidelines. They're able to get it back. Here is Mount Greylock. It's McDermott. McDermott trying to fire it in, but Chattel is right there for Pope Francis. 15-10 to go in the opening half. Termel misses it. Cardinals got to find a way to put one in here on these Mounties. Matt Walsh getting ready to come back in for Pope Francis. Davis. Desmond Davis trying to get there. Now Greylock has it. Long pinging pass goes off the head of Brandon Timbo. Dias still trying to get there for Pope Francis. Cardinals going to make a save here. It'll be Brandon Chattel who will cover up. Get back into play. John Acori is going to come in as well. John Acori, excuse me. So Corey and Walsh getting ready to come in on the sidelines. It's Timbo. He'll find him Wegerson. Wegerson's going to have to work back, though. He'll just slide it over to Timbo. Timbo to Termel. Termel on the right wing to Grandmont. Here's Gavin Grandmont maybe trying to pinch through the Mounties defense. Owen Termel. Termel trying to work it down the field. He's got Gavin Grandmont on the long ball. No, it's going to head out of bounds. It'll be deflected out, and the Cardinals will get some subs. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the sophomore, number 5, Matt Walsh, and the junior, number 20, John Acori. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior, number 14, Nick Dias, and the sophomore wearing number 23, Desmond Davis. Grandmont threw it back in, and he'll head out of bounds. Be a goal kick coming in for Mount Greylock eventually here. 13-15 to go, opening half. Cardinals down by 1. Can they fight back? It's going to be the question here on Pope Prep. For now, it's going to be a goal kick. Now, Greylock will choose to play it short, trying to work it up the field on these Cardinals. But eventually, possession is going to be won back for Pope with Sam Graham. Graham to Davis. Davis kicking it back. Wegerson. Wegerson to Termel. OT, Owen Termel. Looking for a Timbo. He's got it. Here's Brandon. Brandon to Timbo. Back to OT. OT. Not OG so proud of me. OT so proud of me. I'm just kidding that a little. Jack Harlow rap for me. As Sam Graham will try to work it over to Davis. Davis to Matt Walsh. Walsh leaving it back. Here, Ryan Davis. Davis trying to work it through to Vita Velli, but eventually it's blocked by the Mounties. Termel with a header. We'll try to work it over to Andy. Andy going up for it, trying to make the play, but eventually he will work it over to Wade Wegerson. Wegerson to Davis. Davis sprinting to the 40. He'll work to the 30, leave it off for Grandmont. Here's Gavin. Gavin cutting back to the middle, trying to find Matt Walsh with a lunge for it, with the left foot. They'll eventually still try to work through the Mount Greylock Mounties. Kofi Roberts providing pressure, and Mount Greylock will work it the other way. 11:52 to go as Matt Walsh gets it on a steal. Matt Walsh trying to set up Vita Velli. That could have been a goal. It'll be Grandmont on the right side, trying to weave his way through Mount Greylock defenders. Taking a man down there for Mount Greylock was Will Agoe, excuse me. Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade to Vito. Wade looking inside. Wade Wegerson looking around. Trying to cut it back. Goes to Sam Graham. Graham. Just going to get kicked back here to Owen Termel. Owen Termel to Davis. Back to Ferreira. Here's Andrew. Andrew goes back to Trammell again. Timbo. Davis. Ryan Davis around the 50. He'll cut back and shake his way to the 40. Weaving through Greylock defenders. He'll find Ryan Vito. Here's Vitavelli. This is the chance the Cardinals have needed, but Vitavelli's shot here is going to be blocked, but he will be awarded the corner. He'll get a clap from Mark Richards. This is the opportunity that Pope Francis has needed. Corner kick coming in. Corner kick coming in. Ryan Davis. The opportunity for the Cardinals. Davis, high corner kick. Going to get lunged over by Grandma. It'll get kicked back to Sam Graham. Sam Graham, boot, shot off the crossbar. It went in. They score. It's Sam Graham putting it in at the 10-10 mark. I thought it went at the crossbar, but Sam Graham decides to say, no, I'm going top shelf. Sam Graham with a huge goal, and just like that, we are all tied. Sam Graham, bada bing, bada boo, money in the bank. He says, Mount Greylock, you can do it, but I can do it a whole lot better. Cardinals, Greylock, Mount Greylock are tied 1 apiece thanks to Sam Graham for Pope Francis. Big goal, big opportunity, and Sam Graham hits it. Bada bing, bada boo. I think it was from the 25-yard line, too. So 29 minutes and 50 seconds time of the goal for Pope Francis. And Sam Graham for the Cardinals putting it in. Big goal for Sam. Huge goal, actually, to tie this thing and make it 1-1. It's Sam's first of the season, too. So Sam will be happy. His first goal of the season is a big one for Pope Francis to tie it up and make it 1 apiece. Getting a whistle here. Waiting for something. Pope Francis goal, his first of the season, scored by the midfielder number 11, Sam Graham. Time in the goal for Pope Francis, 29 minutes, 50 seconds. It's Sam Graham at, sorry there, folks. Sam Graham at 29:50 to make it a Pope goal. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior forward number 26, Carson Willard. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the junior forward number 9, Ryan Vitavelli. That was a tongue twister and a half for me. I don't know. It felt like it. I don't know why, but I just sort of made it into it. You know what they say, folks? Sometimes when you get up to the mic, you get a little tense a little bit, a little nervous. But I wasn't so much nervous for me. I think I just forgot what I was going to say. So I usually say a lot. My friends will tell you I should probably just start a talk show. Kind of do a little talk show in school. And I try not to do it during class, but, you know, I like to talk a lot. What can I say? It's going to head out of bounds. So it'll be Mount Greylock putting it in, putting us back in the play. Fans coming back into this game. 1-1. It's a tie game. Sam Graham puts it in. 29:50 mark. Big goal. I mean, that was a boot, too, from Sam Graham. It looked to me, from my perspective up here, that it was going to go off the crossbar, but he snuck it in right under the left bar. Bada bing, bada boo. That was money. Perfect setup from Pope Francis, and they cash in. 1-1. They're doing it, too, with a depleted roster, really, with a lot of injuries to report on today. So big news for Pope Francis to at least tie this thing up. Cardinals looking for it. Sam trying to just clear it out of his own zone. Here's Minemo. Minemo starting to get really angry here from Mount Greylock. He's going to chip it down the right side, but luckily there for Pope is Trammell, and he'll just try to walk it out of bounds. Minemo somehow gets it back, though, but not for long, as OT says, oh, no, you don't have it. Cardinals trying to clear it out still. It'll be Chattel with a can of corn. He catches it. 7:55 to go, opening half. Wind's starting to blow in here. A little shady today here at Pope Francis. You see those like big three, like, I don't know, I don't want to call it lines, but like sections of the field that are covered in darkness. One of those days here on the turf, as Cardinals will look for it, and it's going to be heading the other way. They can't believe it. Gavin Grandmont, because beside himself on that one, as the Cardinals will still try to clear it out of their own zone. It's Davis up to Gavin Grandma. Here's Gavin. It's going to head out of bounds and onto the track. It'll be a Timbo who will take the throw in. He says, it's me, my turn, my turn. Wegerson trying to play it in for Pope Francis. We'll show you the replay of the Sam Graham goal at halftime, and that leads me into a perfect segment to say, coming up, we've got the Pope Francis halftime. We'll break down that Sam Graham goal, and we'll look forward to the second half of what appears to be a good game between two really evenly matched teams who saw themselves tie in the opener over at Mount Greylock, and they're here today at Pope Francis, giving us a nice game here on Thursday afternoon football. Andy Ferreira going to chip it in for Pope Francis, looking high and deep for John Ackery, loses it in the sun, and eventually it's Mount Greylock who will get under it and try to take it out of their own zone. Again, Cardinals with the majority of possession in this one. It seemed almost fitting that they were going to score, as Wegerson will try to do the same as Sam Graham, but the field goal kick is good for Wayne Wegerson. Can't find the soccer net, so we'll have to rethink things. Cardinals, again, huge goal tying it. Can't overstate that for Pope Francis. Beautiful. Really just a perfect goal from Sam Graham to tie it too. Sam's first of the year, so he's got to be happy with himself. Finally getting on the board for Pope Francis, and he does it in a huge game, huge fashion when the Cardinals are really depleted today. Ryan Davis at midfield, trying to make it a 2-1 game. Matt Walsh trying to get there. Walsh just spins right through Mount Greylock. Ooh, a little spinorama too. Jukebox today is Matt Walsh. Walsh getting it back. Again, there was so much promise with Matt Walsh after his freshman season. A lot of the fans knew, and they were wondering what they could expect out of him sophomore year. He's producing for Pope. Davis, speaking of another guy who's producing, it's Ryan. Ryan Davis trying to do something on the right side. That's going to stay in bounds. Davis gets thrown off a bit, but the referee does not like what she sees from Mount Greylock and thought that Noah Klumpus was a little bit too aggressive, so Ryan Davis will be awarded possession. Clock will continue to roll. About 5 and change to go here in this opening half. Clock is right on, spot on, accurate with that one, so that's good to see for sure. Corner kick coming in. It'll be the fourth of the game for Pope Francis from my count. It'll be Matt Walsh giving us the honors, his second corner. And here's Walsh. Walsh looking around, trying to find something with Desmond Davis, or was that Timbo, excuse me. Wegerson trying to fire a shot, but eventually that one goes over the right side of the net. And we got subs coming on the field for Pope. Substitutions for your Cardinals coming into the game, the junior number 14, Nick Dias, and the junior number 9, Ryan Vitavelli. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the freshman number 30, Gavin Grandma, and the junior number 20, John Acori. So the Cardinals get 2 subs onto the field. Dias and Vitavelli coming onto the field, and Acori and Grandma, who's had a nice productive day for Pope Francis, will come off probably for the rest of the half. Cardinals have an opportunity trying to get the lead at home turf here without some of their key players. It's Matt Walsh. Walsh on the right side. Vitavelli just trying to press it through to Walsh, but eventually it'll head out of bounds off of Greylock. There was a lot of optimism, though, coming into this game from the players. Felt like they could win this game and felt like they were going to get back on track here today after that tough loss to Pittsfield on the road, as Trammell has it for Pope. It's going to head out of bounds. It'll be Mount Greylock possession coming in. They'll try to work it down the left side of the field. Declan Rogers trying to do the honors, but eventually they'll get stuffed away by Matt Walsh, and they'll have to work it back into their own zone. Again, folks, 3:23 to go. Flying through this first half here today on Pope Prep. Cardinals looking for it, but eventually Mount Greylock still has it. Mount Greylock gets under it with Jude Brzezowski. Maybe you're thinking Jude who? You'd be thinking about Jude Bellingham from Real Madrid, who's just an absolute stud. I mean, he might be the best midfielder in all of soccer. He is just that good. Just young as well. He's just a perfect player for the Real Madrid culture. Coming up tomorrow, the girls' soccer will try to extract some revenge. But before we can do that, we got to watch Matt Walsh here. Anything could happen there, but Mount Greylock will eventually clear. It'll be girls soccer trying to get some revenge for the boys as they'll take on Pittsfield here tomorrow. Girls soccer against Pittsfield, 4:30. We'll be live with that game. We'll break it down for you and give you the best coverage in the high school sports network here in Pope Prep. Again, I say it all the time, folks. It's the best high school sports network in the country. Tell you, I can't really think of any major other schools around this area, at least, that do it better than we do. We have the games here, beautiful camera work as well, just perfection here from the Pope Prep Productions team. Again, I'm joined today by a fabulous crew: Matt Zenda, Caleb Gilmet, here with me, Lucas Cussin. I can't believe I said that one. Lucas Cussin. Weird last name, but I'll give it to him. He's a good guy, and he set all this up today with the help of Matt Zenda, so we thank them. Without them, this broadcast wouldn't be possible for you to see at home. Carson Willard trying to get there for Pope. 2 forwards on at one time for Coach Mark Richards. He knows that with 1:33 to go in the opening half, the Cardinals could use a goal to head into the halftime break with. Going to head out of bounds. Cardinals will take possession still. Wegerson looking for it and goes flying down to the turf. Wegerson trying to do everything, does the shake and bake. Here's Wade. Wade to the 20-yard line, trying to fire in a shot, but the save is going to be made there by Alex Aganos. He's got to work quick, though, with 1 minute to go in the opening half. 1 minute remaining in the opening half. 1 minute. Greylock trying to take advantage of the time. Graham going to try to do something the other way. Both teams watching the clock. Here's Willard. Carson Willard with the speed trying to get there for Pope Francis. Vitavelli will try to help out, but Mount Greylock has it. At midfield, can they do something with 40 seconds and time ticking away here? Greylock will chip it back. One last opportunity for them before halftime. Greylock trying to chip it down the field, but Wegerson has it for Pope. Wegerson to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis looking downfield, trying to find Vitavelli. 20 seconds to go. Wegs trying to fire in a shot, but the cover-up is made by Alex Aganos. He's going to try to work down the field with 13 seconds to go. He's going to tell everyone to go down the field, and now he'll give us the biggest boot he's ever kicked in his life. That one's going to head all the way down to the 50. Not good enough. Renemo trying to find it. 2 seconds to go. That's it. We've reached halftime here at Pope Francis. 1-1 as we head into the break. Stay tuned, folks. We've got the halftime report coming up for you in 3 minutes. Until then, Cardinals, Mount Greylock Mounties tied 1 apiece. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime report has begun. AJ Gotzall's with you, watching the instant replay of that Sam Graham goal. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, folks. I mean, it was around, what, the 20-yard line there? Yeah, 25? Yep. Watch the replay here. I haven't really seen the replay yet. Yeah, 25-yard line. What a boot that was. Thought it was going over. I mean, I said it that originally then, but it was a nice goal from Sam Graham that gave them the one goal that they needed. I mean, first started out for Mount Greylock, rather. I'm just going to take a second to breathe here. Whew. Got it out of my system. George Manemo put in the first one for Mount Greylock, and then after that, it was Pope Francis with Sam Graham hitting his first of the season. How about that? Sam Graham getting on the board. Big goal, big game for Sam Graham. Coming up here, Cardinals. I mean, you gotta love that first half for them. Without some of their key core players, they played a stellar first half, in my opinion. Other than that one goal, a couple of chances that Mount Greylock had that they couldn't stuff home. Cardinals stuffed home the chance they got with Sam Graham. That was a beautiful goal, too. If the Cardinals, I'll put it to you this way, if the Cardinals can hold possession like they did in that first half, make no mistake, they should win this game and improve their record on the season. I mean, they should. I think they should. If they can hold possession like they did, improve their record, and just improve what they saw in that first half, take the looks they saw from Mount Greylock, work around it, play a little faster on the wings, I think they're going to be okay to move their record up to 5-2-1 on the season. Coming up, we'll decide it all, folks. Stay tuned. Second half on the way. This has been the Pope Prep Halftime Report exclusively on the Pope Prep YouTube page. Again, if you're already not, reminder to like this content and subscribe to our channel. We're producing unique content like this every day of the week here at Pope Francis. Whether it's inside the classroom or out, we've got you covered all year long on Pope Prep. All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Just about set and ready to begin in the second half. Teams will switch sides. Cardinals, for the rest of this game, are going to be working from right to left. The visitors from Mount Greylock, the Mounties, will be working from left to right. 1-1 game, 40 minutes to go. Let's decide who's going to improve their record. Huge game for both sides. In division rivalry, here we go. Cardinals, Mount Greylock, second meeting of the season. We're ready to begin the second half of play here on Pope Prep. Here we go. Referee says we're ready, and we're set to begin the second half exclusively on Pope Prep. Cardinals looking for it. Mount Greylock going to start with possession here in this second half. Brandon Nguyen coming back on the attack here to start out the second half. A little bit of changes coming in for head coach Mark Richards for Pope Francis. Wegerson's going to chip it back to Braden Fitzgerald on the side closest to your screen. Fitzgerald to Dias. Here's Nick Dias. St. Nicholas trying to move it back to Andy Ferreira for a perfect pass. Wide open is Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to carve it to the middle to Brandon Nguyen, but it will head over to Matt Walsh. Here's Walsh with the stop and stutter, trying to shake and bake his way through some white jerseys. Dias still trying to get there as well, and eventually it's going to be carved around. Nice passing here from Mount Greylock. Cardinals still trying to get there. Trying to get there for the Mounties was George Menemo, but it's going to be worked around and find its way onto the cleats of Braden Fitzgerald, who will move it up to Weggs. Weggs kicking it back, though, to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, perfect pass all the way down the turf, trying to find OT. Owen Turmel. Turmel trying to shake and bake. Finds Ryan Vito. Here's Vita Velli. Will head out of bounds. It'll be Pope possession. Just about a minute in here to this second half. Been a nice game thus far. Twists and turns in this one. It's been a total mystery as to who's going to win and who's going to lose today, or maybe if there's a draw. Wegerson trying to fire in a shot, but it's a can of corn and a cover-up for Lex Anagnos for the Mount Greylock Mounties. Cool kick coming in. It's going to hang up there for a long time, and it'll finally bounce down to Turmel. Sam Graham trying to get there as well. Graham over to Ryan Vito. Here's the Ninja. Jinja style. Back to the Jinja Ninja. He'll move it up to Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen trying to fire a shot. No! It goes just to the right of the net. Oh, boy, you didn't even see it coming. Brandon Nguyen almost had his second goal of the year right on his cleats. The Cardinal bench was ready to explode with excitement. That would have given the Cardinals the lead, but instead, they will still remain a tie score. 1-1. Still even as even can get here. Opening stages of the second half. Wegerson trying to work it up here to Turmel. Turmel trying to get there, trying to shake and bake, and eventually it's going to go the other way, but nice defense by the Cardinals. We'll get him possession back with Chattel covering up. Fall sports approaching the mid-season point now. Wegerson, he's going to try to move over to Ryan Vito. Ninja trying to work it up the field. He's got it. Moves it back to Weggs. Weggs, nice pass to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis to Walsh. Walsh trying to leave it off for Vito. Here's Ryan Vito trying to fire a shot. Blocked. And blocked into the hands of Lex Agnos, their keeper. Eventually it's going to go the other way. Mount Greylock trying to make a play. But eventually Pope Francis will get back under it. Ryan Davis, he's been a cheat code for Pope Francis this year. I mean, he's been running through defenders, shaking and baking, making them break ankles in the process. As Weggs has it. Weggs trying to move it back. He finds Sam Graham. Sam looking around, finds Vita Velli. Here's Ryan Vito. Ninja style, he's got it. Here's Ryan. Ryan Vita Velli. Ryan Vito looking around, but it's going to be kicked away by Mount Greylock just as fast as it came in. So it'll head out of bounds. It'll be Pope Francis possession. Again, glad you can be with us today. You've got a dandy here on Thursday Night Football as the whistle will blow for us to get back into play here. JV game going on as well over on the grass. Fans have come out to see this one tonight. Big opportunity for the Cardinals on their home field as Andy Ferreira has it. Ferreira moving it over, finds Matt Walsh. Walsh looking around, trying to find something down there with Dias. Nick Dias trying to get there still. Walsh looking for it. Walsh trying to make the play to Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade moving over to Ryan Vitavelli. Vitavelli looking back. Finds his man. OT. Owen Turmel. Turmel to Vito. Cardinals, again, starting out this half with possession. Trying to win this game the same way they played in the first half. Cardinals trying to squeak one here through the Mount Greylock defenders. Davis in a race for it, trying to win possession there. He's not going to give up until he gets possession, but he's having a hard time doing just that. It kicks back over to Andy Ferreira. Ferreira looking to have a big shot, trying to maybe fire a field goal there from that range. 35-yard line, just trying to sink it in. I'm not sure what he was aiming for there, but it'll hit out of bounds. Again, glad to have the scoreboard back working today. As a commentator, it makes my job a lot easier. As Caleb Gilmet tried to put his water in the trash, tried to fling it in from about half court here in the press box, but he hit the wall instead of the trash, as the Cardinals will look for it here with Dias. Dias working it back to Ferreira. Yeah, the scoreboard, I mean, a lot of work today. They called in the whole crew. Mr. Stelzer leading the charge up there. Had to take down buttons on the scoreboard. It looked completely different for about a couple hours as they had to clean, give it a little cleaning back there. It's a big scoreboard, right, when you go up next to it. I mean, we've said that before here on Pope Prep. When you go up to it, like when you're far from a distance here on the bleachers, you think it's just a little tiny scoreboard. When you go up next to it, it's a lot bigger than it looks. That's one thing that the crew down there said to me today. So they were getting that operation taken care of, did a little cleaning, needed a little cleaning. I mean, they haven't cleaned it out since the building opened, so it's been a while since it has run well here for Pope Francis. They reset it, and it's looking good tonight for Pope Francis. Dias trying to spin his way through Mount Greylock defenders, but eventually Mount Greylock will take it back with their man, Quinn McDermott. McDermott going to feel some pressure from Vito. He'll spin him away. McDermott trying to leave it off, finds his man, Simon Shin. Simon Shin says Simon says it, over to Owen Termel. Termel is just going to let it roll out of bounds. It'll be Greylock possession with Noah Klampus, who will throw us back into play. 33-40 to go in the second half. Cardinals trying to get there with Brandon Nguyen. Davis has it. There's Ryan Davis. It's going to hit out of bounds for Pope Francis. Vitavelli trying to get there for the Cardinals. Dias looking for it. Davis trying to get there along with Walsh. Wegerson. Wegerson to Davis. Davis to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald over to Walsh. There's Matt Walsh. Looking up, finds Dias. Nick Dias. Jack used to play on the team with these boys, but eventually found his way in golf. He's been a key force for them over on the golf team. Here tonight watching his brother Nick. Ryan Vitavelli has it. Vito looking down the field, trying to find Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen looking for it. Brandon Nguyen sends a man down to the turf. Eating grass there was Jude Borzowski. They were saying, hey, Jude, all the way down to the turf. 32-17 to go in the second half. 32-17 to go in the game. Flying along here tonight on Pope Prep. I'm glad you can be with us. I'd like to thank the crew of Caleb Gilmet, Matt Zenda, for being with me tonight, making sure that this game's running smoothly. Matt Zenda running the camera for you tonight, doing an excellent job. Lucas Cusson helped set up everything. They were here early today, folks. Around 2:30, I came, and you guys were set up and ready to go. They were taking it serious today for you. I'm glad they did. It's turned out to be a nice broadcast. Davis sends a man flying onto the turf, sent him back about 5 yards. There to fly back was Everett Bayless. Not Skip Bayless, but Everett Bayless. Cardinals looking for it with Dias. Nick Dias sends a man flying too. Going flying there was Noel Stroud for Mount Greylock. So Stroud and Bayless go flying. Cardinals will take possession as Desmond Davis is getting ready to warm up on the sidelines here. As Braden Fitzgerald has it. Here's Fitz. Fitz over to Weggs. Weggs chipping it back. OT. Owen Termel. Termel to Andy Ferreira. Ferreira looking over, finds Fitzgerald. Here's Braden Fitzgerald trying to just weasel his way through the Mount Greylock defense, but eventually they have it. Here they come with Declan Rogers. Rogers trying to find his man Munemo. Munemo trying to do something. Fitzgerald gets a scrap down in the turf, and I believe it's going to be Mount Greylock possession. I think it might be a corner for them. I believe it is going to be a corner. I think it's going to be Declan Rogers in the take it. Second of the game for Mount Greylock. Shows you a lesson there about the possession usage here in this second half, rather. Excuse me. So it will be a corner for Declan Rogers. Lots of people here tonight watching this game. Huge one. That could have some playoff implications with it as Davis will kick it out of harm's way and kick it up to Matt Walsh. Walsh with speed will try to find Vito streaking down the field to the 50. Ryan Vitavelli. Vitavelli sends a man flying. Ryan looking for it. Finds it over to Weggs. Wegerson, perfect pass to Matt Walsh. Here's Matt Walsh on the left side. Walsh looking around, trying to find a man in Brandon Nguyen, but eventually that'll be kicked away from the Mounties. And we've got a sub ready to come on the field as play will still resume. I think there was a JV whistle that went off. Not the big team here on the big turf and the varsity team, but Graham will try to kick it down the field, and that will lead us into Desmond Davis. Still waiting for him, though. I think they're just going to let play roll on here. I think the referee just saw that Desmond's waiting on the sidelines. Clock keeps rolling. 1-1 tie. Graham looking for it. It'll head out of bounds. Davis still waiting on the sidelines. Throwing coming in. Cardinals looking for it. They've got Sam Graham. Before we can do anything else, whistle's going to blow. It's going to be a free kick coming in for Mount Greylock. It'll be John Morales. We'll take it. Will he choose to fire a long ball or go with a run of play? Let's see. Yeah, I think he's going to go with a long ball. That'd be my inference here. Big, high, sailing kick. Cardinals trying to clear out of harm's way. Weggs trying to do just that. Wegerson still going for it here. Look out. Davis back there trying to do everything he can to stop it, and eventually Chattel will cover up. So good defense from Pope Francis. Hanging on there for a second, and Chattel will try to work it down the field to Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen gets stapled onto the 40-yard line. He gets up, though. Uses a staple remover to get up. Cardinals looking for defense now with Andy Ferreira. It's going to be going back there, and Chattel will cover up for Pope Francis. 28 minutes to go in this second half. Flying by today on Pope Prep. Chattel, high beaming goal kick. Looking for Ryan Vito. The Ninja going up there, making the play. Sam Graham trying to come down with it too. Southwick resident mayor, Mr. Sam Graham. Going to head out of bounds. Before we can do anything else, we got subs coming in. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the sophomore, number 23, Desmond Davis. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior, number 14, Nick Dias. So Dias comes off. Speedster Desmond Davis coming back on. Sam Graham to Davis. Can't hold it in for long. Ferreira. Over to Termel. Termel to Sam Graham. Ferreira. Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade to Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen trying to get in there, trying to make a play. Davis trying to get there as well. And eventually it's going to head down the field. Soaring there, it's Brandon Fitzgerald who has it. Fitzgerald to Ferreira. Fitzgerald looking up, finds Wegerson. Here's Wade Weggs. Wegerson trying to zoom his way up to Nguyen. Nguyen looking for it. Finding Matt Walsh. Here's Matt. Matt Walsh with speed and space. Weggs trying to get there, plays it in. Matt Walsh looking for it. Nguyen as well. Nguyen deep in a troublesome territory for the Mounties. It's going to get kicked back to Desmond Davis. Davis working it over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to Wegerson. Wegerson back to Davis. Davis to Weggs. Here's Wade. Wade looking inside, finds Matt Walsh. Walsh to Vito. Vito trying to set up Nguyen. No offsides! The shot, and it's a save made again by Lex. Lex and Angonos making the save for Mount Greylock. And boy, oh boy, the frustration is setting in now for Brandon Nguyen. 2 missed chances to get the Cardinals the lead, and they can't believe it. Good opportunities all the way around the field tonight for Pope Francis. They could easily be up here, but it's a 1-1 tie nonetheless without some of their key players. Get it out of bounds. Maybe a corner coming in, or will it be a Pope Francis possession? It'll be a throw-in, for Pope, and we've got a sub coming onto the field for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the freshman number 30, Gavin Grandma. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the senior number 15, Brandon Nguyen. Desmond Davis trying to get there. Davis to Davis. How about that? That was a little puzzling thing for me there as Vitavelli We'll try to get under it. Cam Vitavelli doing just fine at Worcester State. Sam Graham trying to work it up to Grandma. It's going to head down the field. Trying to get there was Termel, but he'll head out of bounds. Graham will throw in. Here's Sam Graham. Sam trying to make the play here. Vitavelli. Trying to get there, trying to make the play. Fitzgerald looking for it. It's going to head out of bounds. Cardinals going to look for it here with Fitzgerald. Davis trying to get there as well. Going to be a little turnover battle coming in. Pope Francis will take back possession. Almost at the halfway point of the second half. Anyone's guess as to who's going to win. Next goal could be the game-winning one, indeed. Termel. Ferreira will try to clear it, but he's mad at himself. That one's going to, take a flying bounce off of the back fence here nearest the fans. Matt Walsh trying to get there, trying to make the play. Walsh looking for it. Vitavelli trying to get there as well. Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wags moving it up. Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to find his man, Gavin Grandmont. Grandmont back to Wags. Wade Wegerson, the senior, trying to have a big moment for the Cardinals. Matt Walsh kicking it back. Finds his man, Sam Graham. Graham at the 50. Dishing it over to Matt Walsh. Walsh having a hard time handling things, but gets it back. Still not going to give up. Now Greylock will take it with Simon Shin. Shin moving it up. Here we go. This could be trouble, but nice defense from Fitzgerald's going to make a difference, and it does. Huge play by Braden Fitzgerald there, not letting our friend Munemo get involved for the Mounties, but it's going to be a corner nonetheless. Big opportunity for Mount Greylock coming in here. Clock winding down. 22:50 to go in this game. Huge moment. Mount Greylock trying to just put one in. Cardinals just going to look to survive here. Deep into their own territory. Cardinals trying to make the save, and they do. But I think we're going to get a whistle anyways, and when they're counted, if it went in, we're going to get a whistle and a sub. Coming in for Pope Francis. Coming into the game for your Cardinals, the junior number 14, Nick Dias. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the sophomore number 23, Desmond Davis. Davis seems a little frustrated with himself. Not sure if he missed an opportunity there. Putting the penny on his head. Not really sure why. Davis will try to move over to Dias. Dias to Walsh. Here's Matt Walsh. Good opportunity for the Cardinals. Dias. Here's Nick Dias. Dias trying to fire a shot. Look out here. It's anarchy. But eventually the save is made by Lex Anagnos. Cardinals thought they were going to have a goal. That's 3 excellent opportunities here in the second half, but no cash-ins yet. Cardinals trying to cash in now. It's Davis. Ryan Davis with speed. Davis runs into a man for Mount Greylock. That was John Morales getting in his way, as Dias will try to get there for Pope Francis. Dias looking for it, trying to make the play. Ferreira trying to clear it out of his own zone. Vitavelli. Vitavelli looking for it. It's going to try to be chipped up here. Davis looking for it. Davis trying to get there, trying to make the play, but eventually it's the visitors who have it. Everett Crow. Crow for Mount Greylock. Wearing the headband, too. I think the buddy thinks he's Zach Wilson there with the headband on. Boy, oh boy, you don't really want to talk about him, huh? Man, you watched that Patriots game last week. Zach Wilson, time's going to be ticking on him for sure. Aaron Rodgers going down. Zach Wilson getting another opportunity to bring back his career to some life, but Bill Belichick was ready for him. Cardinals looking for defense. Ferreira trying to make some defense, though, but before he can do anything else, I believe our friend Munemo stepped out of bounds before he could fire on a shot, so it'll be a goal kick coming in. . Kick coming back in from Andrew Ferreira. 20 minutes to go. Officially at the halfway point of the second half. Vitavelli looking for Ryan Davis. Davis trying to get there, trying to make the play. Cardinals will have to get back now. Nemo. Wegerson. Wegerson trying to clear it up the field to Matt Walsh. Walsh looking for it. Walsh with the spinorama. Shake and bake. Sends a man down to the turf. Davis, man, he is just breaking ankles this year. John Morales' ankles got taken there. Cardinals with Gavin Grandma. Here's Gavin. Gavin Grandma. Grandma to Ryan Vito. Here's Vito trying to cross it to the middle a bit, but it's going to be a cover-up from Lex Anagnos. Potzos getting ready on the sidelines for Mount Greylock to hop back in. 19 minutes to go, second half. Cardinals trying to get under with Dias. Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald trying to make the play. Essentially will head out of bounds. Now Greylock will throw back in. Subs rolling in and out from Mount Greylock. Brandon Nguyen getting ready to come in for Pope Francis. Goes off the header of Fitzgerald there. Brandon Fitzgerald, the freshman. Again, impressing so many on the back ends. Defense has done an excellent job today, you've got to say it. Other than that one bad break, it's been okay, but I might give them a jinx here. But no, I won't. It's Termel back there leading the charge for defensively today for Pope Francis. It's been good defense, nice, hard-nosed, fundamental play back there for Ferreira and company as Vitavelli sends a man rolling onto the turf. And keep rolling to the 40-yard line there, can Quinn McDermott. Cardinals looking for a chance. It's Ryan Vito trying to fire in a shot, but eventually it goes just to the left of the goal. Golden opportunity for Vito off the right foot. But the sub's going to come in for the Pope Francis Cardinals here. It'll be Brandon Nguyen coming up. Or no, they'll order him back to the sidelines. Not yet for Brandon Nguyen. Cardinals looking forward. It's Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade trying to get there, trying to make the play, but it's going to get worked back to Sam Graham. Graham looking for it, trying to find Matt Walsh. Walsh over to Davis. Davis to Matt Walsh. Walsh. Grandma. Here's Gavin. Gavin Grandma. Nice pass from Walsh. Grandma trying to shove it in here to Dias, but eventually it's going to go past him. And he'll head out of bounds. And Pope's going to finally get their sub onto the field. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the senior number 15, Brandon Nguyen. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the freshman number 30, Gavin Grandma. So Gavin's going to come off. Again, playing solid minutes here for the Pope Francis varsity squad. As Sam Graham will put us back into play as Brandon Nguyen hops back onto the field. 16:44 to go in this game. Flying along. We could be on pace for another tie, as it's going to be Mount Greylock possession now. I think the referee changed it up when it got out of bounds. I'm not sure. As for the visitors, it's going to be Declan Rogers and Everett Bayless hopping back on, with Everett Crow and Cam Miller hopping back off for Mount Greylock. Big goal kick coming in from Mount Greylock. Lex Anagnos looking for it. Munemo trying to get there as well. In case you're just joining us, we're in a 1-1 tie, but Vitavelli's going to say, hold on a minute, AJ. Vitavelli trying to set it up. Brandon Nguyen again. Oh, man, my gracious. Brandon Nguyen could have had another opportunity. It was golden for him, but he could not stuff it home. Vitavelli on the wing set up Nguyen perfectly. 3 missed opportunities. Man, oh, man. Brandon Nguyen is going to keep on fighting, though. Not going to give up just yet. Good opportunities, but it's 1-1. Even Steven right now. Again, in case you're just joining us, the first goal was from Mount Greylock. Their main man, Munemo, recording his 8th of the season. Then Sam Graham from the 25-yard line booted it in a absolute boo. I mean, there was top shelf left corner to tie this game at 1 apiece. We could be on pace for another tie. First time these teams met was a tie this season back on September 5th. Dias Dias cutting it over to Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to find Nguyen again. Nguyen goes off his knee, finds Wegerson on the back. Wegerson trying to fire a shot, blocked by Mount Greylock. Sam Graham looking for it. Shot from Wegerson was blocked by Declan Rogers. Turmel over to Vito Velli, 15 minutes to go. Ryan Vito, right wing again. Vito leaving it off. Matt Walsh, shot, he scores! Matt Walsh putting it in at the 14:54 mark. And just like that for Pope Francis, they have the lead. Are you kidding? It is Matt Walsh. Bada bing, bada boo. Money in the bank. Matt Walsh puts it in for the Cardinals. And just like that, it is 2-1. They have the lead. Matt Walsh putting it in for Pope Francis. Big goal for the Cardinals. They needed it. They have the 2-1 lead. And with 14:49 to go, the Cardinals are in a money position thanks to Matt Walsh. It was Vito setting him up. This time it was Matt Walsh putting it in for the Pope Francis Cardinals. A huge goal to make it his second of the season for the Pope Francis Cardinals. How about that? Matt Walsh, the man for Pope Francis there. Here's Davis. Davis going to try to find a man down the field, but he can't, and we'll get the Matt Walsh announcement in now. Pope Francis goal, his second of the season, scored by the sophomore midfielder number 5, Matt Walsh. Time of the goal, 25 minutes, 6 seconds. It's Matt Walsh at 25 minutes and 6 seconds to give the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. Boom, money in the bank. Matt Walsh. Again, the tremendous work on the wing tonight from Ryan Vitavelli cannot go understated. Ryan Vitavelli has been a huge difference maker for Pope Francis on the wing. Set up Matt Walsh. He's been setting up Nguyen all night. Unfortunately, the bounces haven't been going his way. He finds Matt Walsh instead, did the fake to Nguyen, went to Matt Walsh, and finally the Cardinals have the 2-1 lead. So now it's going to be up to the defense to hold in their end of the bargain and try to keep this a 2-1 game here. And we've got a handball coming in, so it's going to be already a dangerous position. The Cardinals, these 13 minutes are going to feel like a long time. It's going to actually feel like 30 for them on the field. Free kick coming in. It'll be Simon Shin. Or no, he'll get called off. It's going to be their danger man, Munemo, from the 25-yard line. We've seen dangerous free kicks before from this distance. George Munemo. Opportunity for Mount Greylock to cash in, trying to tie it at 2 apiece. 2-1 Cardinals as we stand. 13:10 to go in the second half. We're ready. Nemo. Shot. Blister. Oh, big save is made by Brandon Chattel. That was a blistering shot from Munemo. It was just what we expected, and the save made by Brandon Chattel. Not an easy one by any stretch. And for the nice work from Munemo, he's going to award his team with the corner. It'll be Declan Rogers for the Mount Greylock of Mounties. Opportunity is his, trying to tie it up for Mount Greylock. Cardinals with the comeback tonight as it stands. Rogers trying to find a man, but eventually it goes off of the head of Quinn McDermott and out of bounds. Good opportunity for the Mounties, but they cannot stuff it home. Pope Francis, comeback kids tonight. 2-1 they lead after being down 1-0, thanks to the help of Sam Graham and Matt Walsh. Graham's first of the season, and Matt Walsh's second. Big goals from the Cardinals. 2-1 lead, and they're doing it with the depleted roster. Gotta love the work from Mark Richards and the crew tonight. Fitzgerald finds his man, Nick Dias. Dias twisting and turning his way back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald on the left side trying to work it down there, but eventually it went out of bounds, which means that Mount Greylock will take in possession now. 11:40 to go. Rolling along tonight in this one. Throw-in coming in. Cardinals looking for it with Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, Wegerson going up for it, can't make the play. Comes down to Turmel. He'll try to work it out of his own zone. Here's Ferreira. Andy Ferreira looking to work it up the field. He's got Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen going to try to work it over to Vita Velli, but eventually the cover-up is going to be made by Lex Anagos. He'll kick away and look down the field, and eventually it'll roll down off the head of Turmel. Simon Shin went for the karate chop there, trying to kick it out of his own way, but eventually he got in the way and didn't make a difference at all. It'll be Matt Walsh on the right wing. Walsh trying to move it out in front, finds his man Ryan Davis. Davis leaving it off. Dias Dias trying to leave it back for Davis, but eventually it was taken in by Willa Postos. Then it will head out of bounds off the cleat of Davis, and he will now try to make the play inside. That was a nice effort from Willa Postos on the sidelines, getting it back in quickly. He leaped over the bleachers twice. So Fitzgerald, it'll go off him, and Mount Greylock will retain possession. They lose the ball, and the time, every second's going to count here for them. They're just trying to take their time maybe now. I don't know. They're going to wait on the sidelines here. I think they're going to get some subs ready to go as well here. They'll throw in. Looking down the field. Fitzgerald will just boot it out again. Slowly but surely, Mount Greylock starting to work down the field, and they're going to get a sub. Quinn McDermott's going to come back on. With that being said, it'll be the end of the night for Willa Postos, we assume. For Mount Greylock. I think we've got a timeout on the field. I believe the timeout was taken from Mount Greylock. We'll step aside. Cardinals up by 1. A comeback tonight from the Comeback Kids. Stay tuned. We've got you covered for the next 9 minutes. Or excuse me, rather, the next 10 minutes and 4 seconds. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Pope Prep Soccer back in a flash to conclude what has been a tremendous game on Thursday Night Football. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get a look here at the Matt Walsh goal. I mean, that was impressive from Ryan Vitavelli. As you see here on the right wing, carving it in. Fake to Nguyen, and Matt Walsh put it in. Cardinal bench went crazy, 2-1. The lead for Pope Francis coming out of the timeout. 10:04 to go. Injury report. Higher than the amount of goals scored tonight. No Orzelak, no Russ, no Sears, no Salai. No problem for Pope. Got a dandy here on Thursday Night Football. After the timeout by Mount Greylock, huge moment in this game. 10 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Cardinals just trying to hang on, make sure that nothing else happens, and the score stays the same. Cardinals trying to clear it out. Wegerson trying to get there, and Chattel will eventually come in and cover up for the Cardinals. Brandon Chattel working down the field for Ryan Vito. Cardinals looking forward here. Trying to make the play is Sam Graham. Graham looking for it. Cardinals here trying to make a save. Chattel in dangerous territory. Lurking there was Quinn McDermott. Slowly and surely, Mount Greylock worked it down the field. The original save was made by Chattel. He couldn't hold in for that long, but eventually he does cover up. Dangerous a moment with Quinn McDermott lurking for the Mounties. Cardinals looking to clear. 9:15 to go. Clock winding down. Mount Greylock, the biggest battle from here is going to be the defense and the time. Andy Ferreira will clear. Catch will be made by Bryce Russ. On the sidelines there for Pope. Cardinals trying to get back here at Davis. Ryan Davis looking to make the play. Wegs. Here's Wade Wegerson. Up to Ryan Vitavelli. Vito to Davis. Davis trying to make the play. Wegs. Trying to get there, and there's going to be a man down here. I believe that's going to be Simon Shin for Mount Greylock and the Mounties. He's going to have a bit of a hard time getting up. He will eventually get up on his own power. Going to stay out there, so they will be awarded the free kick. Might have been a little bit of a sell there as he's jogging back now. I think it hurt, but not as bad as he made it seem. So the free kick nonetheless for Morales. Morales, the field goal kick is long enough and good. So that would have been a 45-yarder there. How about that? That was a boot and a half. Field goal was good. Goal was not. Clock winding down. Ferreira will kick deep. Vitavelli with the header. We're trying to move it upfield. Nguyen trying to come in there, trying to make the play. Wegerson looking for it as well. Davis trying to get back. Sam Graham looking upfield for Nick Dias. Dias looking up, trying to make the play on the right sideline. It's going to hit out of bounds. Now Greylock will throw in. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Nguyen looking around, trying to make the play. Eventually, Mount Greylock will take it the other way. Trying to work it up the field here. And Wegerson will try to get back now. Here's Wegs. Wade Wegerson has got it. He'll try to work it up here for Ryan Vitavelli. Vito looking there. That's going to be a huge collision. Both teams are going to want a word with the official here. I think the official is going to pull out a card. It's going to be a yellow coming in for Mount Greylock. Noah Klompus going to get the yellow. Ryan Vitavelli is in a stitch of pain here. Klompus is going to come off. His night's going to be done, you'd have to think. And I think the Cardinals, are they going to be awarded a penalty for this? That's going to be the question. I think it's going to be a penalty kick coming in. How about this? A penalty kick for Pope Francis. You've got to love it now. Pope Francis with a chance to give us the dagger tonight. Ryan Vitavelli, the man who's worked so hard, setting up so many plays for Pope. Can he stuff it in here? No! Big save is made by the visitors. The Mount Greylock Mounties rob Ryan Vitavelli on the penalty. Unbelievable. It was a good shot by Ryan Vitavelli, but it was just a perfect guess. I understand here. Perfect guess by Lex. And the trouble here for Lex, but he makes the save with Dias coming in. Unbelievable. Lex this is going to be a trouble one for me. Lex Anagonos making the save for Mount Greylock. He clears away. Huge moment in this game. That could have been the dagger tonight for Mount Greylock, but they're going to stay alive with 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Fitzgerald trying to make the play on the sidelines. Fitzgerald looking upfield, trying to make the play. Again, I can't believe that save from Lex. Unbelievable. He guessed perfectly. It was a perfect guess from Vito, too. It was bottom left, and the goalie was on top of it as it went mid-left, and the save was made. Unbelievable save from Lex to keep him in this game. Substitution for the Pope Francis Cardinals coming into the game, the sophomore, number 22, Brandon Atimbo. Coming off the field for the Cardinals, the senior, number 15, Brandon Nguyen. So it'll be a free kick coming in for Andrew Ferreira. 5:30 to go. Second half. It's a high and beaming free kick. Desmond Davis looking for it. Ryan Davis trying to get back there, trying to make the play. Wegerson looking for it as well. Walsh trying to get there. Here's Wegerson. Wegerson to Ryan Vito. Ryan Vitavelli working it up the field. Here's Ryan Vito trying to finally get on the board tonight. Vito leaving it off. Cardinals trying to get there. It was Dias and Walsh who got in a little tag team with each other. They tried to find it, but they couldn't. It's Ryan Davis. Davis working it down the field. Nice lob pass to Vito. Vito going to try to set something up to Dias. Dias with the header to Atimbo. Atimbo trying to fire it in. It goes back to Ryan Vito. He's corralled down. That is going to be an all-day long penalty. So Ryan Vitavelli is going to have another opportunity, or will it be Davis? Okay. They will decide that Ryan Davis is the rightful man to take the penalty. 4:43 to go. Ryan Davis, opportunity from the penalty stripe. Trying to make it a 3-1 game. Here we go. Davis shot, bottom left. He scores. 4:43 mark. Ryan Davis puts the X in the Mount Greylock. Huge goal for Ryan Davis. It gives the Cardinals a 3-1 lead. Beautiful from Ryan Davis. You're going to get a replay coming up. Awesome goal from Davis. Penalty all day long. Vito was taken down. He sets up another Cardinal goal. That's going to be the dagger tonight. Got to love the opportunity that Davis got here at the 4:43 mark. He makes it a 3-1 lead for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Ryan Davis, another goal this season for him. A big one as well for the Pope Francis Cardinals. They're going to make this an even bigger league, make it 3-1 for your Pope Francis Cardinals. And Ryan Davis getting it done again this year for Pope Francis. Make that his 6th goal of the season. Pope Francis goal, his 6th of the season, scored by the junior midfielder number 7, Ryan Davis. Time of the goal, 35 minutes, 17 seconds. It's Davis at 35-17 to make it 3-1 Pope. Ryan Davis makes it 3-1 Pope. Can Vitavelli get on the board here? Vitavelli shot goes just to the left of the net. Would have been the ultimate capper to what has been a great game thus far for Pope Francis. They are going to avenge the loss here to Mount Greylock, 3-1. Big dagger from Ryan Davis. 6th on the season. Matt Walsh, Sam Graham, Ryan Davis, your 3 scorers tonight. 3-1 the lead for the Cardinals. Can they survive for 3-13 more? That Davis goal is probably going to be the dagger when you look back at this one. But McDermott will try to think differently, but Wegerson says try again. It's going to be a Cardinal win. If the Cardinals are able to hang on here for the next 3 minutes, they're going to improve to 5-2-1 and send Mount Greylock into a flurry of problems. And we've got an injury here on the field. We're going to step aside here. I think that's looks like a left leg injury or right leg injury. I don't know what it is, but we're going to step aside and we're going to get off that injury. Stay tuned. 2:55 to go. As it's an injury for Everett Bayless. We'll step aside and see what's up with him. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Cardinals. Mounties. 3-1. Cardinals lead. 2:55 to go. Coming up next, we'll conclude the game. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Everett Bayless, the Mount Greylock player, coming off the field with the training staff, walking off on his own power. Looks to be in a bit of an injury here. There'll be a free kick coming in. Ryan Vitavelli just got an outstanding applause here from the Pope Francis audience. Having a great game tonight. He comes off the field. As it'll be kicked back into play, we're ready to resume. So a free kick for Pope goes nowhere, and they'll just give it back to Mount Greylock. And we have 3 more chances maybe of taking possession here and trying to come back in this one, down 2. Cardinals will try to work it in the other way. Cardinals trying to clear it out of their own zone. Mount Greylock trying to come at least within 1. 2:20 to go. John Ackery. John on the sidelines. Mount Greylock trying to play it in. Braden Fitzgerald trying to do the same as well. Coming up, we've got the Cardinal postgame. We'll break down what we saw here with a Cardinal win, and it looks like it's going to be. They'll improve to 5-2-1 on the year. 2 minutes to go. The clock is going to stop as we are now officially on referee time, so referees will decide when this game ends officially. Our clock will just keep on rolling here. So you can get the estimated time. Timbo trying to make the play down the field. Desmond Davis trying to get there. Sam Graham as well. Cardinals, got to love the effort. Again, depleted team tonight, trying to hang on here. One last effort here from Mount Greylock and their man George Manemo. But Desmond Davis is quickly all over that one. It's going to be a cover up here for Brandon Chattel. No Joe Orzelak, no Bryce Russ, no Salai, no Sears, no problem for Pope Francis, filling in just nicely. These Cardinals are going to get a win to end their week and improve their record to 5-2-1. Mark Richards starting to smile here. The Cardinals excellent effort tonight. Player's going to go down here, and that's going to stop the clock for Mount Greylock, but he's going to get up. Not for long, though. Get back up. Less than a minute to go now, according to our stoppage time. Cardinals trying to get back there, trying to make the play. One last opportunity for Menemo. This team's going to suffer a loss. Again, the team that tied 0-0 on opening day. Things have changed as John Ackery is going to get there for Pope Francis. The Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen, improving to 5-2-1. Mark Richards starting to smile a bit down there on the sidelines. A clean team win. 3 different goal scorers without some of their key players. The Cardinals get it done tonight with Braden Fitzgerald and others, as Mount Greylock with one last opportunity to try and take it up the field. Going to be a little slide tackle here. Wegerson will just work it down the left side to a Timbo. A Timbo back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald snow cones a man. Hitting snow cone was Dylan Navarez, and that's one way to end the night. If you're Mount Greylock, one last opportunity maybe here coming in. Cardinals trying to come out and make the play. It'll be Chattel. He will kick away. He'll kick it up in the air to Wade Wegerson. And that is going to do it. Whistle blows. The Cardinals take care of business and advance to 5-2-1. Coming up, folks, when you got the Cardinal postgame. Stay tuned. Champions play here. The Cardinals win. Our final score tonight from Pope Francis. The Cardinals win by a score of 3-1. Leading the way for the Cardinals tonight were Ryan Davis, Sam Graham, and Matt Walsh scoring each. The record now improves to 5-2-1 on the season. Fans, we remind you to come back tomorrow as we will have girls soccer as they take on Pittsfield here at 4:30. The next time we will see the boys in action will be very soon, not for a long time here in the schedule. The next time we see them, I'm pretty sure, is boys soccer is the Monday, October 9th, when they'll take on Mounties now. Until then, it's been fun having you with us. Get home safely and drive safe. We'll see you next time here at Pope Francis. Our final 3-1. Cardinals win. Sweet as sweet can get, ladies and gentlemen. The Cardinals win 3-1. We're going to get a highlights package coming in for you. We'll come back in a minute. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Pope Prep postgame coming up next. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Highlights package coming in. Sam Graham, the first goal you're going to see here, a boot from the 25-yard line, taking care of business there. Second goal tonight was Matt Walsh, is where we're going to get you to see the Sam Graham goal here coming in. That's Matt Walsh coming up later. As Sam Graham take it here from the 25. Boom! Bullseye! Left corner, top left. It was perfect for Pope Francis. Cutting forward, getting Matt Walsh back on the field here as we get a quick look of the Pope Francis players running around, having a little technical difficulties. I'll stand in. Oh, Matt Walsh will say, I want to come on now. I have to give it to Ryan Vitavelli here. He had a hard-working night for Pope Francis, so it was awarded the penalty. He didn't put it in. But let me tell you, his work on the wings did not go unnoticed. Huge player, huge impact plays tonight for Pope Francis. Multi-star athlete, 3-sport athlete, that is. Ryan Vitavelli is playing baseball and basketball as well. And the third one was a beautiful pen from Ryan Davis, who's just becoming a natural at the specialty kicks. Goes bottom left corner, number 7. You know, his favorite team's Manchester United. Wonder why he wears number 7? I think of the GOAT, CR7. But we can start calling him RD7. All right, folks, that's just about going to do it for us tonight. Mount Greylock came in, gave it an effort, but they do come away with a loss. Pope Francis will improve to 5-2-1 on the season. Mount Greylock will fall. Coming up tomorrow, we've got girls soccer against Pittsfield. They'll be here live at 4:30. We will be here as well. That just about does it from here. For my fabulous crew and fantastic crew, for that matter, Caleb Gilmet and Matt Zenda. This is AJ Godsall saying so long from Springfield. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. And stay safe.